Okay, so the chicken cordon bleu is almost done. The mashed potatoes are ready. The zucchini is roasting. So now it's time to make the pan sauce. Layering flavor, I'm sure you've heard it on other TV shows and other people telling you it's super important. So I have the cleaning up from the chicken, some extra fat bits and some pieces that were kind of extra. So the first thing we're gonna do is cook those in our pan to get some brown bits. We're actually cooking them in a nice chicken schmaltz. I use Fatworks, super good. They make a duck fat, they have a beef tallow, and the pork lard as well. But it's always nice to have the chicken fat, especially if you're making matzo ball soup. But you're gonna cook these in here, you're gonna get them nice and brown. These are all discards, so it doesn't really matter how dark they get or how dry they get. We're not looking to eat these, we're gonna use these for flavor base. Get them super in there. You can start to add a little bit of salt. This will take a minute. You'll see the mashed potatoes we've got here all ready to go. You'll notice I put another little tablespoon of butter on top. If you make your mashed potatoes a little bit ahead of time, put a little butter on top. That kind of keeps them, I don't know, it's what a chef told me many years ago, keeps them moist. But you're gonna saute this. We're looking to kind of get it start to brown and make some caramely bits on the bottom. We can take a peek at our cordon bleu and our roasting zucchini bits. Super tasty and almost done. Really excited. Just before we'll pull the cordon bleu out, and just before we pull out the zucchini, we'll turn the broiler on for a hot second, get them nice and charred on top. So just kind of start to brown this and get it in there. So the pan sauce is going to include a collection of things. We've got onions and garlic. It's quarantine time, as I'm sure most of you are aware, or all of you are aware. The store that I went to did not have shallots, and imperfect produce, which is where I get 90% of the produce that I use, didn't have them either. So we're just using some really small white onions or yellow onions. We've got some Chardonnay, a really kind of whole grain stone ground mustard, and then some homemade chicken stock that I made the other day. Get it in there. We're starting to get some color on the chicken. We're starting to get some color in the pan. Kind of break it up. Again, we're not eating this, so it's leftover. It's chicken fat bits. It's just kind of the undesirable pieces. If I'm being honest, I'll probably cool it off and give it to the cat. Because, you know, I'm a cat person. So we'll get this cooked. It's almost ready to pull out. I'm going to get a dish to put it on. Pan sauces are either done in the pan that you cook the dish in, so you've pulled out the pork or you've pulled out the chicken and you're using the bits. But because we finished the cordon bleu in the oven, we need to kind of re-season the pan, which is why we're using this chicken and starting to get some brown bits on the stove. Almost ready, and then the rest of this goes really fast. So we'll pull out the chicken we've used. We've got some nice brown bits on the bottom. We've seasoned our chicken schmaltz even more. Lots of chickeny, tasty, good flavor. Then we're going to add in the onions. We're not looking to add color to the onions. You are not browning the onions. You are just softening them. Again, this goes pretty quick. A couple minutes, kind of moving them around. I start with the white wine. Make sure you can see all the nice brown bits we got from the chicken. So now this is going to be super tasty. Let that white wine almost completely cook off. We're really going to reduce it down again. It'll go pretty quick. And then we're going to add the chicken stock, salt, pepper, and the whole grain mustard. And we'll be done. Super easy, super fast. Almost ready. Let's add a little bit of salt. We'll check it again at the end for salt, but we'll put some there to get started. More of that pepper, super tasty with mustard. Okay, yes, yes. Now our mustard. So again, a nice kind of chunky, gritty, stone ground mustard is the best in my opinion. You get texture, you get flavor, you get a little bit of that natural mustard spiciness come through in that. And then again, the homemade chicken stock right on top. Just kind of swirl that around, let it kind of combine. And then once this starts to boil, we're going to turn it off the heat here. We're going to let it reduce for a second. Turn it off the heat, and we're going to whisk in 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter. Again, this is why we're fat. Butter helps kind of make the sauce nice and super silky. And butter makes everything better. So we've got our butter ready to go. Get these things moved away. Let that boil now for a second. While it bubbles away, again, we're going to take out our Cordon Bleu now because it's ready. A little bit of cheese leakage, but not a lot. It happens. And then we're going to turn that broiler on high. Don't forget it's on high though, so that we can put a little bit of color on top of those zucchini. Our mashed potatoes are ready. And in about 2 seconds, our pan sauce will be ready. So it's smelling super good. Whisk, butter, turn off the heat, and let it go. And that, my friends, is mashed potatoes, roasted zucchini, and chicken cordon bleu with a mustard pan sauce. We're gonna sit down and have dinner now, and we'll come back later and finish up that lemon custard pie.